Hey, welcome to my journey into another weigh-in video. Now, I gained last week, and this week I've been good. I've been good on plan. I've been very proud of myself this week, and I've gone to the hospital every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll be back up there today. Let me tell you my weight. I lost 0.2, so I ain't complaining. I wanted to lose more because I know I've been eating right. I mean, not perfect, because if you're perfect, I don't know about all that. But I've been sitting 3 solid days, just sitting. The only movement I've made is walking in the hospital and walking out. Now, granted, it's a little bit to get up to the hospital from where you have to park in the deck to where her room is. Pretty good little ways, but that's it. In, back and forth to the coffee machine or the water machine, whatever we want, out. That's it. Then I come home and I'm exhausted. I cook supper and then I practically pass out. So I've not moved. Like, I've not been exercising like I should, but at least when I'm home, I'm up and, scurrying around doing this or doing that. Yeah, sometimes I'm sitting down watching TV or whatever, but at least I'm moving more than when I'm just sitting for lots of hours. But so I'll take it. I don't care, and I can't tell if I'm swollen from sitting, because you know how when that's all you do is sit, you just kind of puff up. I told Joan yesterday, I said, I feel so fat today. Yesterday, I felt so bloated, and just when I was sitting there, it felt like my stomach was out to here. That's just what it felt like. I just felt huge for some reason, and it was not because I overate. I'm going to tell you what, I've been taking my lunch and snacks to the hospital, and that's what I've been sticking to. No cafeteria food, no vending machine treats, nothing Mama didn't want and tried to feed me. I've been eating what's in my pack, and what's in my pack is simply filling. I've been taking turkey and cheese sandwiches. Yesterday I took cottage cheese and fruit because I was tired of turkey and cheese, but I'm going back to turkey and cheese today in a roll-up. And yogurt and fruit. Yes, I put fruit in my yogurt. Gone. Y'all know I don't like fruity yogurt, but I decided. I found that fat-free Yoplait, and it's simply filling. And I got strawberry and blueberry in the same pack, so I put some strawberries in my strawberry yogurt and some blueberries in my blueberry yogurt. I like the strawberry better, only because my blueberries aren't sweet, and I don't like tangy fruit at all. I like really sweet fruit. So I've been taking that, and have I taken anything else? Oh, some cucumbers. That's pretty much it. No chips or crackers or nothing of that nature. No bars or nothing. I probably should take a bar just because I get kind of a sinking spell in the afternoons, and that might pick me up. I think I'm going to do that today. I think I will. I'll take me a protein bar. And then a couple days, or at least one day, I took a protein shake. I don't even think I drank it. I did drink one on the way to the hospital. Oh, and bananas. I did drink one on the way to the hospital because I didn't have time to cook breakfast. I want to get there early. I'm kind of lagging behind today. I'm doing some laundry, and her brother will be there. And she's still in ICU, even though she's not in ICU. She's supposed to be in what they call the step-down unit from ICU, but even though her orders were put in to be there ever since Tuesday, she's not there because there's no bed available. So she's a step-down patient in the ICU room. So she's been in the same room the whole time. She's been doing good. Her first day after surgery, she was terrible. She didn't even know her butt from a hole in the ground, as they say. At least that's what we say. And she had that chest tube, and what they do is they run it from down here up through, because I asked the nurse, I said, does it go into her lungs? She said it goes into the area around the lungs and it drains out all that fluid. Well, she had that in until yesterday, and it was really bothering her. And the way she leaned back and this and that, every time she breathed, it would push, And some of y'all have had that, And boy, she said it hurt like the dickens when they took it out. Her face was scrunched up. It did not feel good at all. It made me think about that tobacco commercial where people have gotten cancer and different things, and they used to smoke. It's an anti-smoking campaign they do on TV, and she was talking about, I can't remember how it goes. She said putting it in was one thing, which they did Mama's while she was under. She said, and I wished them to take it out. She said, don't be wary or whatever. You'll get what you wish for, something like that. It hurt, and so it did. It hurt, but other than the tenderness and whatnot, she said it felt so much better to lay there without that tube sticking out of her. So I know it did. But they was checking her heart yesterday. They told her it was doing strange things. I said, what kind of strange things? She said they didn't tell me. But they done I don't know how many tests they done between last night and before I got there yesterday morning. Echocardiograms and scans and blood after blood and more scans and x-rays. Everything you can think they did. And you know what? They bring that stuff to your room. I'm trying to think, did she go downstairs for one? I can't remember what she said. So I asked the nurse yesterday. She come in, Mom was asleep, and she come in, she said, I'm going to see if I can get some blood out of her IV while not wake her up. Turned out she couldn't. I asked her what the blood was for, and she said, or I asked her, was it for her heart? And she said, yes. I said, well, let me ask you. They said it was because her heart's doing strange things. Well, what kind of strange things is it doing? Because ain't nobody said nothing. She explained it. It's some gobbledygook that only a nurse or a doctor would understand. And she said because she's never done that before, they wanted to watch it, get the cardiac team in on it, make sure everything is copacetic before they send her home. Because they don't want to send her home with some kind of crazy heart thing going on, But as long as that's okay, I think she gets to go home today. I do. I think so. And I'm trying to get her to eat. She won't eat. She tells me all the time she ain't hungry. The nurse, a long time ago, the nurse at her primary care, who's also an internist, and he's been her doctor for umpteen years. He tends to her. She set the alarm on her phone to tell her time to eat because she's just not eating. She's skin and bones. She's just skin and bones. And she was, every day I've been there, she's just, I don't want it. Okay, she'd take a bite. No, I don't want it. I don't want it. I told her yesterday, I said, then why don't you just go on a liquid diet for the rest of your life and wither down to nothing? Well, I'm picking at it. And she started eating. Because I told her, I said, why don't your doctor do something? She said, well, I feel like maybe he will after the hospital. I said, well, you need to be drinking some Ensures or something because you got to get some stuff in your body. Because I'm telling you, she's frail. I did not realize she's 81. And I did not realize, because you never see her body. And it's not like she was laying there naked and I was looking at her. I'm not trying to say that. But like her arms sticking out of her hospital gown and her little legs, and then I seen her back, and she's frail, and her little face laying in there. You just don't realize how frail they can look until they get into a situation like that. So it was just, I don't know. But her brother's been coming down there. So I'm there during the day, and then when my brother gets off at night, he comes up there. And so that takes care of. She's like, you don't have to sit here the whole day. I'm like, well, can you do any of these things, get your food ready and stuff by yourself? No. I'm like, well then. She goes, well, yeah, but you don't have to. I could do without. I'm like, oh my gosh. No, you can't. But I know her brother's down there this morning, and he is a talkerson, let me tell you. She's wore out by the time he leaves. He's one of those. And she had the double whammy yesterday. This woman she goes to lunch club with, who is a talkerson, was up there when I got there. And you can only have two in the room, right? So when I got there, I walked in the door. I said, all right, one of you's got to go. I was hoping the lady would go because Mama didn't. I know it sounds ugly. Mama is with her at lunch club every day, and she knows the kind of woman she is. Her talking, she's the question lady. She's nosy. Mama says she's nosy. She wants to know everything about everybody's business. Well, I was hoping she's the one that would leave. I'd never met her. My uncle said, okay, well, I'll go ahead and go. I'm like, well, Mama had to go to the bathroom, and while she was in the bathroom, that woman questioned me to damn death. I'm like, are you serious? And she asked inappropriate questions. Questions that she should not be asking, especially a total stranger. And I was just drinking my drink. Yeah. I wasn't answering everything, and we went to get coffee. I told Mama, did you want some hot chocolate? She said, yeah, because she wanted some the day before, and we forgot. Because the nurse told me I could go in that little room. It's for the employees to get the stuff to give, to the patients and herself. But she told me I could go in there because we're just right across the hall. So that little lady said, oh, she would take some hot chocolate coffee. I don't know, hot chocolate maybe. I said, what? She said, well, you can't carry it all. I'll come. I was going to make 2 trips. She questioned me in there while we was trying to make hot chocolate. Oh my gosh, y'all. I couldn't believe it. Well this, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, honestly, and when she left, I told Mama, I said, oh, I don't like her. Mama said, I knew you wouldn't. I said, she got no business butting into people's business like that. Mama said, that's just how she is. That's how she does up there. That's how she does me. And she asked the questions she shouldn't ask. I said, yes. So anyway, that was it. I hope she don't come back. She told me, Mama had already told me, she said, she lives pretty much down the road from Mama. She said, she better not think she's going to come up there and sit with me. She said, because I can't handle it. I can't handle it. She said she don't stop talking. And so when the lady left, she said, now, if you need me to come up there and sit with your Mama, just call me. And I thought, honey, it'll be a cold day up in June before I call you, come sit with my Mama. I told Mama, I said, what you gonna do? She comes to the door. She said, I ain't gonna answer it. Oh my gosh. Well, there's another man that goes to lunch club. We was laying in the pre-op, and the curtain was, half, and I was sitting in the chair where the curtain was beside me. And this man stopped by, and his hand come through, and he said, well, hey there, how you doing? And I pulled the curtain back. I said, listen, let me see who's talking to my mom. Because, who just sees somebody they know in the pre-op? Turns out he goes to lunch club. His wife fell and broke her hip, and she was down there having hip surgery. She had a partial hip replacement, and I'm not sure where she was in the hospital, but she was apparently close to Mama, because he found Mama's room, and he's come down there every day to check on her. And the thing is, he can't tell his wife don't come to lunch club because he's told us she don't do nothing. She won't walk. She's on oxygen. She won't take oxygen with her nowhere. She won't do nothing. He says, and he does all the cooking, all the cleaning. He does everything. They're in their 60s. She does nothing. He told us yesterday, he says she does nothing but eat and sleep and watch Jerry Springer and Steve Wilco. That's what he said. I said, are they still on TV? He said, they are in reruns. He said, that's all she does. So I think they might have her close to Mama because she had COPD. I don't know if you get over that or not. And Mama's in the vascular cardiac ICU unit. So they may have her there. She may be down the thing, but he can't go back if he's gone. Like he run to the house, he stopped by and see Mama first because he couldn't go to her room and say he was going to go down and see Karen because she's jealous. Mama said if he gets home a minute late, she's just all in a tizzy and just jealous, jealous, jealous. And Mama said yesterday, she said, well, I was going to tell you to tell Priscilla, I hope she's doing good. She said, but no, don't do that. Don't tell her you've been here. And he agrees. He admits it. He said he can't tell her. So, ain't that sad? Ain't that sad? So, of course, if anybody think they get my man, they ain't. As my mom would say, I'll cloud up and rain all over you. Unless he act up, then you can have him for a while and send him back. I don't know, you might send him back in a worse shape than you got him, so we'll nix that deal too. But let me tell y'all, this coffee and water and ice machine they got in the hospital, if I ever get rich, I'm having them. I am having them. It is a touchscreen coffee machine. You can get coffee, lattes, macchiatos, mocha somethings. There's a whole, it's about that big, the screen, and there's all kind of 4 lines, hot chocolate, 4 lines of drinks you can get. I ain't tried nothing new. I might try something new today. I've just been getting coffee. And the only thing they have is the coffee make powdered creamer in the pack. And I use about 400 of them to 1 cup of coffee. But their hot chocolate is delicious. The nurse told me night before last, she said, you can get an extra shot of chocolate. She said, it's really good. So that's what me and Mama had. I said, you want that extra shot of chocolate? She said, no, I like milk chocolate. I said, well, it might be extra milky. She goes, well, it might be dark. So she got regular. But everybody down there's been so nice. Listen. And it's changed names over the years. This is the hospital I was born in, but it has morphed and it's a really nice facility these days. But it was the hospital that I used to say I would rather die going to Huntersville, which is like a half-hour away, to my hospital that I like, which is a different, network or whatever you call it. It's not network, it's a different group, I guess you would say. I would rather die going there than to go right down here to this hospital, because it was I went one time when my best friend was alive with some severe, like side pain, severe, and he made me go to the hospital. I was treated so badly that I called the, whatever they called it at the time. You could call the number, they give you a list of things and you call that number and talk to them. I told them, I said, come check me out. I'm out of here, I'm not staying. Well, I'm like, no, you come and you check me out. Well, they send somebody up there to make sure, what's going on. I told him what's going on. I said, now check me out. I'm leaving. Well, if you leave, I know these things. Let me out of this hospital. And boy, oh boy, I wrote them a long letter. Probably do no good, because that's just the kind of hospital they were. And when these people bought them out, I think is when the change started making. They started realizing things weren't exactly as they should be. They're kind of like the Chick-fil-A of the hospital world. You know how nice and sweet and buttery Chick-fil-A employees are, and they have to be. That's part of their job description. Well, this hospital, oh my gosh, they're the nicest, sweetest, most accommodating people you can imagine. They have done nothing but be good to her, down from the housekeeping to the little ladies that are young women that bring your food trays around. Oh my gosh, unbelievably nice people. So she's had a very good experience. The worst thing that has happened to her was, she said, like the first night, she had to get up and use the potty chair because they put it right beside her bed because she was still on oxygen, groggy from the surgery and everything like that. And there was a male nurse, or CNA1, who was helping the other one get her on the potty chair. And she said he was pulling up her arms, trying to lift her up, and she kept telling him, no, don't do that, because it was stretching her chest tube and causing her excruciating pain. She kept telling him, no, don't do that. And she said he kept pulling, and she said, just let me do it myself. She said, you want to do it yourself? She said, yes. But that's pretty much the only bad experience. He just kept pulling, and she kept saying, no. No means no. But, oh, and the water machine, I didn't tell you about the water machine. You know how you have those sensors for paper towels in the bathroom or for the hand soap or whatever? This is a big machine. They got ice and cold water. So you hold your cup and you just hold your hand up to it. And when your hand gets up to it, it starts dumping the ice in. You pull your hand away and it quits. You go up there, push your hand up there. You don't have to touch it. You just get up there to it. It gives you water and you pull it away. And oh my gosh, I got to have one of each. I say when I hit the lottery, but you got to play the lottery to hit the lottery. And I don't play the lottery. I need to get at least one of these billionaire tickets. I don't think nobody's won them, have they? I don't watch the news like I should. So anyway, but that's what I've been doing this week. And perhaps she will go home today, and I know she will be happy to be in her own bed, because you know them hospital beds are not comfortable. When I had my gastric bypass, I was about to cry to go home. And they sent me home quick, but it was that uncomfortable that I had to get off of that bed. So anyway, but she's on a different bed actually. Probably because it's ICU and these people just come out of surgery and they need to, if they can't move, they have the air mattresses and they'll puff up your legs and then they'll puff them down. They'll puff up this and puff it down. So it's an air mattress that moves your body, so people that can't get up, it helps keep them from getting the pneumonia. Who would think that little bit of movement would help? But apparently it does. It was in there yesterday. Me and Mom kept saying, what is that noise? It sounds like a refrigerator running. So we called that little nurse, Mama did, and she said, honey, there's something in this room. We can't figure out what it is. She said, it's your bed. And we're like, the bed? That's when we found out it was Mama said she knew it was doing the things, but she said, well, I can unplug it and we can plug it back in a little bit. She said, you've been getting up and going to the bathroom. She's been walking around the hall, so she's been doing that. She says she don't like to see it because she said major neck surgery. She has rods and screws in her neck, and her neck hurts her 24/7. So she says she either stands or lays in the bed. She walks. She does things. She don't like to sit in the chair because it hurts. So she's been sitting in the chair, and she said it don't feel good. She said, well, they like to see you sitting in the chair. So they've been letting her sit in the chair a little bit and get in the bed a little bit, get her some sleep. So we had some talking days, and then she was tired, and I told her yesterday when I went in, I had my book. I finished the book. Yes, I did. Taking me a new one today. And I said, we resting today. You're going to sleep and I'm going to read. And she said, okay. She turned up her TV and she was out of it. And it was funny, we were talking later. I said, as soon as you turned your TV volume up, you went to sleep. She said, that's how I do it. She said, I get the TV sound going. She said, then I go to sleep. I said, well, it worked because it puts you out like a light. So I finished my book yesterday because that's what we did. We just sit there. We talk every now and then, but for the most part, I just let her have a quiet day. And she just slept. And of course, they come and bother you, but she slept as much as she could sleep. And like I said, I finished my book. Was not happy with the ending at all. They did the climax of it, like maybe 3/4 of the way, and I kept thinking, oh my gosh, what more could they lead up to? Well, it was a letdown. So it went up, and then the end of the book just went, kind of petered out. It's called The Quaker Cafe. I like to read books written by North Carolinians and set in North Carolina. That's my major thing. If not North Carolina, then the South. That's my favorite thing to read. I'm reading one today called Southern Fried ooh, southern fried something, not chicken. Kitchen, southern fried something. But it's set somewhere in the south, I think. So I'm gonna start on that today. It feels good, even though I'm very, very tired of sitting. I'm really exhausted when I get home. And if you've ever sat at the hospital like that, you know, it's just something about sitting there and in them hard chairs. It's just very, very tiring. But it made me realize I really do like reading. And if I can quit watching TV, because that's my go-to. That was my go-to growing up. I was a latchkey child. My mama worked. I come home and watch my brother, and he's 7 years younger than me. So that was my job. So we didn't have babysitters. I was the babysitter. So we rode the bus, we'd come home, and we were on our own. I would make a snack. We would watch TV till Mama got home. Well, sometimes we'd play or, whatever, but TV was like our friend. It sounds stupid, but if you've never been raised that way, you might not understand it. But if you were a latchkey kid and you understand, and you weren't allowed to go outside, you had to stay in the house. And then they had the good cartoons that came on. Well, I just got used to TV, having TV. And so I've gone my whole life loving TV. I would go through spells where I would read. I didn't like reading growing up. I didn't like reading in school. I didn't like reading in college. That's probably a lot of things that, I feel like I'm slobbering. Was I slobbering? That did not help me not graduate college. It didn't help, I'll tell you that. So I've always liked TV. And I'm addicted to Criminal Minds. Criminal Minds is my drug, and Criminal Minds comes on every day. And so I feel like if it's on, I have to be watching it, or I'm just like cheating on it. It's dumb. I know it's dumb, but that's how my brain works. But I realized how much I really do like reading. I had read, it's about that thick. I had read about that much, just sitting around the house. And I didn't get, or was it sitting around the house? So I don't know. And I didn't get back to it. So between Monday and yesterday, I finished it. And Mama said, she woke up one time, she said, "Did you finish your book?" I said, "Yeah, I should have brought me another one." She said, "Well, did you like it?" I said, "Nope." I liked it up to the end, and I did. It was a good story. Good characters, So, anyway. Did I tell you I'm doing laundry this morning before I go? I figure her brother will be there, keeping her very occupied. And so I have got it. David won't have a towel to take a shower with to go to work if I don't do some laundry, and I got to have some clothes. Some undergarment clothes. I got and gowns. I got some of my gowns hanging over there, but not my gowns, strappy gowns, when I'm hot. It's supposed to storm here today. It's supposed to have started at 8. It is 9:19. I ain't heard the first rumble. It's just drizzling. So I don't know if they called it off or if it's coming late. I don't know if it's coming up from Louisiana. Oh my gosh. We was sitting there watching the news, and they was showing about Slidell, Louisiana. And they said it's the worst damage they've seen since Hurricane Katrina. Oh my gosh. And some of them pictures they were showing was terrible. I don't know if anybody got killed in any of that. I don't know. But it absolutely looked like tornadoes. I was trying to listen from over at Mama's bed. They have them little handheld things, and that's where your little speakers is at. Your speaker is at. And so I was sitting across, looking at the TV like that, trying to listen to her thing. But, it was terrible. So I don't know if that's something that has already moved through, or if it's slow moving, and that's part of the storm we're supposed to get today. But they said no tornado, but big, humongous wind gusts up to like 55. I'm like, well, I'm not driving to the hospital in that. I'm going to start my laundry. So that's what I did. And Mama won't mind, because I'll be there till late this evening, till I got to come home and cook supper. I am putting some chicken breast in the crock pot today, and I had that chili the other day, and I told David, I said, if I start cooking it now, it's going to be just a mess. It's not going to be good when I get home. And he said, Alexa, when he goes to bed at 1 to set him an alarm to turn on the crock pot. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to count back. I think if he puts it in 1, by the time I get home, it should be okay. And then I contemplated putting my baked taters in there too. Baked tater in a crock pot's good. So I'm either going to put them in a crock pot or go ahead and wrap them up and throw them in the oven if I get home in time. That just depends. If not, I'll do them in the microwave. But or I can do them in the air fryer. All kind of ways you can do a baked tater. You can do them in the Instant Pot. Yeah, you can do a baked tater any old way. You can do a tater any old way. I bought them taters on sale for $1.99. We got to get eating them. So I think that's all I know today. I will make sure at least the first load of towels gets dried. I'll go in here and pack my lunch. Figure out how I'm going to do supper. And then probably head on down that way. So the one good thing is where you park in the parking deck, it's all under. It's right beside the hospital's main entrance, and it's all under roof, whatever you call it, to get in. So you do not have to walk in the rain to get to the hospital. Only if you park on the top. Oh, child, listen. That parking deck, there's 4 levels. The top one is open. And the levels are called Earth, Ocean, something in the sky. And 1, 2, 3, 4 levels. I don't know why they named them that. I guess maybe some people might remember the ocean better than the level 2 or whatever it is. But I was going through and I'm like, I'm not walking a mile away from the elevator and then have to walk another mile to the room. So I kept on going. I'm like, I'm going to the top. So I went to the top, and lo and behold, there was a nice parking place, and it was not full. The bottom 3 were full as a tick. So I got up there, got on in the hospital and everything. It was just drizzling a little bit. But when I come out, it was like, I left early yesterday because my brother was on his way. He left early work. And I told Mom, I said, you going to be offended? I waited till supper came, got her to fix up her supper. I said, are you going to be offended if I go home? She said, no, honey, you've been up here all this time. I'm like, okay. I had a headache. I got a headache right now. I didn't take nothing. I got to put something in my pocketbook. I didn't take nothing with me. My back's hurting, and I know it's nothing compared to what she's going through, but I just needed a little bit of a break, which I didn't have one because I come home, had to cook supper and all that. But it was a break from just sitting. So I went out. It was like 5:39, I think. And when I walked out to that upper deck, there was 2 cars on my side. If you looked over where you drive down, I think I saw a truck and maybe 1 other car on that side. I sent Holly a snap. I'm like, boy, these people blow out of here at 5 o'clock. When I drove down, the rest of the levels were ghost towns. There was cars here and there, but they were ghost towns. So the employees are not supposed to work there, not supposed to park there. There's an employee parking deck. But I got to think some of the 5 o'clock employees park in the visitors parking deck, or else that's too much of a coincidence for people to leave from visiting at 5 o'clock when visiting hours ain't over till 8 or 10 o'clock, something like that. I don't really know. So I'm going back to the top today unless I find one real close. The woman getting in the elevator next to me, she parked on top too. And we got in and we was talking about being on top. She goes, yes. She said, I was down there, people just blowing their horn and everything. She said, I said, I'm just coming on to the top. I said, no, they don't give you time to think. She said, they don't give you time to park. I said, no, they don't give you time to even think about parking. They're just honk, honk, honk. Well, give somebody a minute to breathe, to see their parking spot, to pull in it, to line up. Then you can go. It's not, if it's a matter of life or death, then go up there and let the valet get it, and you run on in the hospital. That's how I see it. So, and it's a free valet. They don't charge you. Duke University, they charge you. It's like $10 for a valet. This hospital don't charge you. I've used it whenever I had my Did he use the valet, or did he just? No, that not when I had my surgery. I've used it for something when I couldn't hardly walk, and there was no charge. So, yeah. But I think that's all I know. I guess I better go on in there, and I guess I can start uploading this. I don't know if you're seeing it late, early. It just depends on how busy I get and how quick I run down there. But I will at least let it upload onto my computer while I'm in there doing stuff. So anyway, down 0.2. I'll take it. It's been a long, sluggish week, but I'm still on Simply Feeling, loving it. If you saw my mini planning grocery haul, everything I planned was Simply Feeling except for 2 points worth, and I ate that last night, and it was good too. Chicken broccoli Alfredo on whole wheat spaghetti. It was good. It was so good. I used the Great Value Alfredo sauce, and we like it. We like it a lot. What I did was I cooked my spaghetti, and then towards the end, I put the broccoli in the spaghetti and let it cook in with that. And I had already sauteed my chicken and got it all done. So I scooped out a 1/4 cup of the Alfredo sauce before I dumped it into the noodles and the chicken and the broccoli, because that was 2 points. And I scooped out how many ever noodles and broccoli and chicken I wanted, because that's all Simply Feeling, didn't have to count it. And put my Alfredo sauce on it and popped it in the microwave about 30 seconds, got it heated up, and it was delicious. And it was 2 points. So there you go. Listen, I'm making a video. I've been saving some of my Simply Feeling foods. And I'm going to put together a video of some of the foods I eat, so it'll give you ideas of things you can eat. Y'all want to see that? I don't know. Even if you don't, I'm making it. Because I know there's people out there doing Simply Feeling or thinking about doing Simply Feeling, and they want to see, well, what exactly can you eat? And I want to show you some of the good things that you can eat and be considered Simply Feeling. All right. Well, okay. I'm going to stop talking because I really do need to. I got to get on the stick here this morning. So that's all I know. Down 0.2. I'll take it. Probably won't be alive tomorrow again, unless I just feel like it, because if she goes home today, I'm going to be recuperating tomorrow. I'm going to be catching up on chores tomorrow. I'm going to be asleep tomorrow. So it depends on closer to the time of 1 o'clock if I feel like it. So if I pop up, I pop up. If I don't, I don't. So guess what that means? See you when I see you.